What up, YouTube? This your boy, that guy named Jay, checking in, man. I just wanted to do a quick video, man, because I've been seeing a lot of talk about this government shutdown shit, and I've been seeing a lot of talk about as far as how it affects people's tax returns, right? And I'm just trying to understand something, man. Like, I'm trying to understand why is it that we depend so heavily on these tax returns? Okay, this is what I don't get, because, like, at the end of the day, it's just a refund. We are setting our budgets up for these tax returns like as if it's extra money being given to us, when the reality is it's just money that we have paid too much. You know what I'm saying? Paid too much to the government that they're giving back to us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, you look at this government shutdown shit. Nobody's saying nothing about it except for the people who really heavy into the political views and all that, and people that just hate Trump for whatever. I'm not one of those people that's just gonna hate Trump just for the fuck of it, just because it's a trend. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I agree with everything that he do, but I'm not gonna condemn this man because he do things that I don't agree with. The same way I don't want white people to condemn Obama for everything that he, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't agree with everything that he did. So I'm just not going to hop on that trend of, oh, I hate 45, I hate 45. You know what I mean? It ain't affect my money none. You know what I'm saying? So maybe if it affect my money, maybe if I was living off the government and I was on housing authority and I was getting food stamps or something to that effect, then I would feel a little bit more specific, because the government wants me to actually work for the money that I make, versus just giving me money just because I laid down and laid a nut into a female, and now I can't afford the baby that came from that I conceived on my own. The government didn't help me conceive this baby. I conceived this baby on my own. Now I need the government's help to help me with what I've done. But whatever, I ain't gonna get into that. That's another video for another time, because we're gonna start doing videos about different things besides trucking. But my whole thing is this, man. Like, as far as tax returns, man, we have got to, like, y'all don't understand how much power you giving the government by depending on those tax returns. Like, I get it. It's money. So anytime you got money coming to you, it's a blessing situation. Some people are using these things to put down money on houses, to buy cars, whatever, which I think that's stupid too. But at the same time, it's just like, why are we so heavily dependent on these taxes year in and year out? Where the money going from the last year? Some people getting $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, $10,000 in tax returns on a W-2. Where that money going in a year? You ain't making no moves. You ain't changing your expenses. So it's, most people got it set up to where they living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? If you a truck driver, you shouldn't be living paycheck to pay. You should be able to put money to the side. Or if you making anything over 70, 80 grand, you should be able to put money to the side. So why is it that now we can afford, maybe it's we living in situations we truly can't afford? Because here's my theory. If you living in a situation that you can afford, which means you ain't got to spend every dollar that you make, you should be able to make your money, put money to the side, save some money. So when you get a tax return, let's say you get the tax return in 2018, it say it's $10,000. Or let's just say $7,000, because you got 3 kids. Let's just say 10,000 hypothetical, right? You should be able to put at least 5 of that away, right? And not touch it at all. Put it in an account. So when the next year come and I see people so thirsty for these tax returns, like they haven't been making money all year, what's up with y'all money, man? To me, it sounds more of like a money management issue. If you starve, like, people is really upset over this shit. Like, y'all gonna die if you don't get these tax returns. Oh, well, we depending on those. Why? Because first of all, you shouldn't even be getting no money back if you're doing your taxes right. Only reason you getting a tax return is because you paid too much throughout the year. Which is why when people look at me, I'm on a 1099, so I'm a contractor. So when people look at me, oh, that 1099, look, I can choose to pay my taxes quarterly, or I can pay them yearly. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to pay too much. That's why you don't hear cats who own businesses. They just worried about write-offs and making their taxes look a certain way. We ain't looking for no money back, because we're not stupid enough to overpay for 365 days. What are we talking about? But for me to say that, people, oh, you stupid. I need that. My family depending on. No, your family is dependent on you to be better with your money and not give so much of it away or spend so much of it on dumb shit so that you got to depend on a 1 to 3 month period of the year for a quick come up to bounce back. Because a lot of times people waiting on these tax returns and they not even getting them joints to get ahead. You getting on it to catch up. So that means you didn't spent the other 6 to 9 months or however months left in the year. I can't think straight right now, but however many months left in the year, you just spent that money blowing it on dumb shit or whatever you doing with it. So now you need that tax return to catch back up to do it all over again. Come on, man. That's a stupid cycle. Don't you think? Because my thing is, it's one thing if you getting a tax return back to start a business. It's one thing if you getting a tax return back to save it, but to just be spending it. Come on, man. Like, it's really people out here that are getting these tax returns back. They're going to go buy a car that they can't afford. They're not going to pay for a car cash. They're going to get a brand new car with a car payment that they can't afford anyways. But because they can afford the down payment now with the tax returns, they're going to get that joint. By April, it's going to be towed. Or by April, some type of mechanical issue is going to happen that you can't afford, because a lot of people, when they go and finance cars, they don't think about the cost to maintain. They just think about the cost to get it. When you buy something, you have to ask yourself, can I maintain it? You understand what I'm saying? It's like I have a saying, if you buy something and have no money left over, you can't afford it. So if you know what I'm saying, if you're taking your tax return money and you're going to buy something or you're going to spend it on something and you have little to no money left over, you've just wasted your tax return on something that you can't afford. So now you got to play catch up for the rest of the year and wait for your tax return for the next year to do it all over again. Y'all don't think that shit's stupid? Like, I just don't understand, man. Everybody screaming about the government shutdown and da-da-da-da. Since when was depending on the government ever a bright idea? The fuck? Y'all, everybody want to talk so much shit about Donald Trump, but y'all sitting up here depending on him, depending on the government to facilitate you and make sure you're okay. That's what waiting on the tax return going to get you, because you are now putting your money back in the government's hands, and you're going to sit and wait patiently for them to send you what they believe you should get back. That's all that is. Versus me on the 1099, I'm going to be like, okay, boom. Look, I spent this and this and that. Boom, boom, boom. This is what I got. Even if I owe a great deal of money, I can do nothing but set up a payment plan and pay on that as I'm still making money. And can't garnish me on the 1099. You can try, but it's just the how does it work? Like the process you got to go through to garnish somebody is a lot more difficult on the 1099 than it is on the W-2. But it ain't even gonna get to that point. I just said that to make a point. Like, I just don't understand the whole tax return thing, man. Maybe somebody educate me in the comments, because I'm sure somebody going to watch this and they're going to feel a certain type of way. I just think that tax returns are, I ain't going to say stupid, but I just think they're counterproductive. I think that they're a crutch. I think that I would love to see how people would get through their year-to-year lives without the thought of, I'm about to get this amount of money at the beginning of the year. Because think about it like this. Isn't it mighty convenient that you get tax returns right after the 3 biggest holidays of the year? New Year's, Christmas, and Thanksgiving? Y'all think you think that's a coincidence? Or you think that's intentional? Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't spend all your money throughout those 3 months, November, December, and the beginning of January, you probably will have just as much money than you would be getting back for tax returns. Or maybe I'm the one that's off. Maybe I'm tripping. Okay? Like, if you really look at all the money that you spend throughout the holidays, if you take half of that and put it to the side and then only spend that half, you ain't tripping off no tax return. But what you're doing is you emptying out your bank account the end of the year, and then the beginning of the year is new year, new me. I can't wait for this new money to do better things, and then a year from there, you doing the same shit. I don't understand it, man. Somebody explain it to me. Explain to me these tax returns, why people depend on them so much. I think it's counterproductive. I think that we need to elevate the way that we manage our money to not be so dependent on the government giving back the money that we didn't spend. Because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all, even if they gave it to y'all throughout the year, you're probably still spending. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds like a money management thing to me. It don't sound like no, life changing. I need my tax return. Oh, I'm dependent on that. Then, that speaks to your intelligence and maturity as far as with money, not to what the government should do for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel, man. It may be an unpopular opinion, but I'm not living paycheck to paycheck. I'm not waiting for no big old check to get me out of a crisis. I'm doing it the good old fashioned way. I'm working. I'm managing my money, putting money to the side. Something happened, I take care of it right then and there. I don't need a bailout from the government. That's just how I feel, you know what I mean? But I ain't on no housing authority. I ain't on no food stamps. I ain't on none of that shit. I work for everything I got. Period. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no assistance. Would I mind it? If I could qualify, hell yeah, I'd take it. But I don't. So I make too much money. So I got to do it the old-fashioned way, man. You know what I mean? So what do you want me to do? But as always, man, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family, truck, and I'm gone.